Hey, Bill, I'm in the mood for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the stage and leave with money that say stick up. She picture perfect, so I told him I'm a flicker. Bill, I'm in the mood for a change up. I leave the city and return with my change up.
Right, mate. This course is sick. Yeah, I like it.
Welcome to Sunday's vlog. It's freezing cold outside. It's like the last blast of winter in Australia and Sydney anyway. It's actually snowing in the Blue Mountain. We're not going to the Blue Mountains. I think some of the boys are coming. I don't know. It's one of these uncommittal sort of text chains where people are like, oh, check it in the morning, I'll see what it's like. So I'm just gonna go to the coffee shop, see who's there. We'll do a quick ride, got a bit of chat for you. We did a race yesterday, we can talk about that. Oh, it's windy.
Oh, I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, it's quiet on the highway this morning. I think half the North Shore have gone to the snow. Yeah, it's a chilly morning in Sydney. Actually, that brings up a point I was going to talk about. So this is the first year I've run full legs here in Sydney. I just never used to think you'd get the value, like enough wears. Totally have to eat my words. Definitely run them enough, at least twice a week. I'll drop a link below to these ones, but yeah, no, I rate them. I also rate 3/4, but that's just because I want to look like Alejandro Valverde. Now we're on the iPhone today, folks. Not because I don't have another camera with me. So what can happen a lot of the time with the GoPro is because you have to open the battery door to charge it, you can dislodge the battery. So just note, a red light should come on. I tell you what, there's been some explosions on Akuna Bay this week. I think every bunch of mates has come out and just decided to give it to each other. It's like ones and twos and people going sideways and pent up competitive juices being taken out this morning, I reckon. Another new crit day on Saturday. This time we were out at Dunk Grey Velodrome. No, don't worry, I wasn't making a fool of myself on the velodrome. There's a crit track just next to it, hosted by Bankstown Sports Cycling Club and Lidcombe Auburn. We have a new contender for course of the year. Banger of a course, only like 700 metres long. Yeah, just had just enough in it, do you know what I mean? And plus having the wind really helped. Oh, he won't mind me mentioning him. Nash was there. Probably one of the best bike handler cornerers I know. So when I saw him there, I was like, right, follow him for the first couple of laps, get an idea of the lines he's taking in and out of corners, and you'll learn a heap. And I did. So the other bit of chat I had for you around that race was, early on Leo was off the front, and Jesse was sitting second wheel. There's only 12 in the race, right? Sitting second wheel, and there's a guy on the front who's like hammering it to try and bring Leo back. Here's my question, right? So it was kind of this awkward position because the guy on the front's going really hard. No one's rolling through to like help him out. I'm sitting at the back watching this. Should Jesse get out of the way? Is he in the way? Personally, I kind of thought it was more, if someone wants to come through, absolutely he gets out of the way. But the dynamic seemed to be the guys were just going to let this guy ride and try and do it himself. You know, I'm kind of conscious of not overplaying the team hand in club racing. On the other hand, we're trying to like learn and practice and get better, because we're miles from being very good at it. So look, it's hard to judge on bike camera footage a lot of the time, because what you can't sense from bike camera footage is really the dynamic of the race. What else have I got for you? So back on a bit of real food at the moment. I've been making my own, believe it or not, sort of flapjacky type stuff, just because detoxing a bit of like race food, I suppose. Like, it's been a couple of months of pretty high level sugared foods. I don't need to do it at the moment, so I have a surprise in store for you today. This is the lamest surprise anyone's ever done on a vlog, but no, it's exciting. All right, it's exciting. The clue is I'm currently on one. Okay, so it literally had to be on the windiest day ever into a headwind, but here we go. There is supposedly up here the newly opened Anzac Bridge cycleway. We shall find out, ladies and gentlemen. I, for one, am particularly excited. Let us find out. Right, so it's obviously going to run up that way. Oh, here we go. There's this dude. Got a basket. Howdy. Got to film the new path day here. Oh, I'm stoked about this, really. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. So, one of my major gripes in the past was the way the path actually linked onto the Victoria Road part. That's a vast improvement, because it doesn't dump you out and in a bus stop, so you've got to get past the people who are actually waiting there, which is quite dangerous, but that's way better. It's wider, it's flatter. So you saw the guy on the basket bike thing. I mean, that's what that access needs to be. It needs to be for people on basket bikes so they can ride into town in their normal clothes. And I think we're into something there. Current protein of choice. I'm allowed to start talking about nutrition again. That 6-week hiatus, we're finished with it. Really cool. It's in the plant-based scientist GCM book, which I've been sort of getting back into, just reading a good little bit about it. But here's my issue with a lot of this stuff, okay? So it calls for 150 grams of coconut oil. That's a lot of oil. It's just a lot of fat and it's a lot of oil. So I've basically made twice the amount of these flapjacks and used half the oil. Like, yes, I know you've got to have a bit of fat and stuff in these things. It's good, satiating. But I just sort of upped the nut content, and like, it holds together really nicely. Like, I like fat. I like peanut butter and avocado and like hummus, and like I really rate fat. It's yummy, right? So our kind of theory is like, well, if you like fat, cut down on the oily fats that don't really do you any good, and have more of the fats that you like. We've got a little jersey competition happening at the moment, don't we? A bit of a design competition happening. So I was thinking I might give you a little bit of clue as to where my head is at. And we're going to have a talk about some protein kits.
This is all tongue-in-cheek, right? This is a piss take. This is me. Yes, I'm going to get hot under the collar, and yes, my voice is going to get squeaky at times, like that, like our kids. But it's kind of a joke. So why I really like this from a design perspective is because, well, little secret, it's really easy just to make a nice kit. What I like about, well, team kits is it's not that simple, because you've got sponsors, and those sponsors have their brand, their look. You might have multiple sponsors. So how do you, well, build their brand, their look into a design brief all in one thing?
So, yeah, look, I really just want to kind of run through a couple of these teams and give you some sort of ideas where my head's at design-wise, and really the theory around it, and have some fun with it, okay? Look, the gradient thing, I don't want to go too heavily into it. Obviously, CCC are running it. Obviously, Movistar are running it, NTT and Ineos. Look, my issue here is not that it looks bad. That's particularly fine. It's gradient can work. It's just, for me, it's a lazy design option.
If you have two colours that don't necessarily kind of blend, well, what you do is you blend them with a gradient, and it's like, meh, job done.
What's a really good example of someone who's had a go here is actually Bahrain Merida. So, you could have easily gradiented this kit, because really you're looking at colours that aren't sort of in any way really matching to each other. And sure, they do have a little bit of gradient along the top back, but what I think is really nice with this kit is that they've attempted to mimic the Bahrain flag. Actually, I don't even know if that's true. I just made that up, so if someone can probably tell me if that's true or not. I don't know. I just think at least they've had a go at trying to incorporate some sort of colour blocking, some slides into their kit. The next one is EF Education First, and am I allowed to even say this? Am I allowed to be critical of education? So we've got the lightning strike type pattern, which I think is really cool, works really well, and they've faded it out, and obviously they've had to fade it out to incorporate the EF logo. And this is what comes back to that little chat we were having earlier about how to actually sort of align your design concepts to, well, the brand. And I'm not sure this one hits the mark as well as it did last year, because EF has that, I don't know what you call it, like a spirally circular thing going on in their logo, but then they've got a faded, jagged lightning strike.
Right, you're all sitting down for this. My favourite men's pro team, world pro team kit currently is Groupama FDJ. Well, what?
Look, a little bit of it is probably because I'm going through a bit of a 90s phase in terms of just design concepts in general. I'm sort of getting some 1998 France World Cup soccer vibes off this, and they're really trying. They're trying with some strong lines, some strong colours. There's a great photo of Arnaud Demar winning the French Road Race Championships, hands aloft, and you can kind of see the concepts of those stripes.
The shapes, the lines kind of work no matter where that sort of kit is photographed.
I'd like to talk about these three together, the Team Sunweb, the Trek Segafredo, and the Jumbo Visma ones, because they're the three sort of classic cycling sort of kit designs, aren't they? And for me, probably Sunweb gets the closest. It's just a real pity that those two lines down the front of the jersey aren't sort of towards the side, because I don't know about you, but I kind of see those two lines as like white lines on a road markings.
The Canyon SRAM kit honestly normally gets voted as like the best looking kit around, which I don't disagree with, but I'm just going to play devil's advocate here.
One of, I think, the real challenges, obviously, with designing a team kit is to represent the brand and represent that really, really well. I get the feeling with this kit, Canyon and SRAM both just went, yeah, do whatever you want. Like, I don't look at this kit and go, oh, that's a Canyon kit or that's a SRAM kit. So it sort of, to me, the design brief was pretty loose, and therefore you can kind of do whatever you wanted. But my favourite kit of 2020 is this one. It's the Trek Segafredo women's team kit, and look, it's got everything for me. I love the little decals, the little stripes towards the end of the bibs and the arms, and look, it's got gradient, it's got a fade in it, but I love the way that they've actually done it, and it also represents those two brands. I mean, you can't not look at that kit and know who the two major sponsors are. So for me, it does a fantastic job. That is the winner.
Yeah, so that's kind of where my head is at. Guys, do keep those designs coming in. There's been a little drop-off recently, I've noticed. So get back into it. We have, what do we have? Got a week. Got a week left to get your designs in to design a Neuro jersey. And we'll announce the winners early in September.
So keep the entries coming in for the competition, guys. Make sure you do click up here for more race videos, which we're getting right behind at the moment. So do follow up on that. We've got new crits coming up as much as possible, and down here with some more of the product stuff. All right, guys, we will see you very soon.